Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing the Devil's Comet reading for you. Now, this is a comet that only comes through our solar system every 71 years, so it is a once in a lifetime experience. So that's pretty darn cool. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It's all the good things that YouTube likes. And I know the Devil Comet has an ominous name, but it's named so because it's the comet, and as it's hurtling through space, it looks like it has horns. So it's not really that ominous. It's just kind of cool. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay. And I do apologize for being a bit congested. I am getting over a cold, so do bear with me. Okay. So let's see what crowns us during this time. And again, this isn't going to happen again for another 71 years. And this is such an intense time, right? We have the eclipse happening, we have the solar eclipse, the new moon, we have Mercury retrograde, now we have the Devil's Comet coming, and it is just such an intense time. Everything is in Aries. Everything is happening in Aries during this time. And Aries, though a fantastic sign, not the calmest of signs, right? It's not known for its chill. So let's see here. We have the Magician crowning this reading this time, the Devil Comet coming into our existence, into ourselves. Now, just note that we will see increased conflict because that's what comets bring. Comets bring they enhance, all right? They bring tremendous change. Historically, comets are not seen as good signs, good omens. They are seen as negative omens. But this is going to be a time where we see increased conflict from April to June, kind of things turning up, like being turned, like the soil being turned almost. And we're going to see things changing in a way that our soul is needing it to. Okay. So with the Devil's Comet, it's in Aries, and it's telling us to liberate our souls from ignorance and from bondage. And we're going to be seeing ourselves being liberated from ignorance, from bondage, from doubts, from fears. It is going to be a time where we're stepping into our power, but it's also going to be a time where we look at things and say, oh no, this isn't what I want. And so the Magician is us standing before the altar of our existence, Scorpio, claiming our power, claiming what we desire, claiming our gifts, and pretty much saying, you know what, I'm not waiting for anybody to save me, or I'm not waiting for things to change here or there or the other place. I'm taking the reins and I'm embracing my magic, my power, myself. It brings us then to the Hierophant reversed. Now, the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, that's the Pope. And here it is Taliesin, like the most talented of all the bards in Celtic tradition. So what we're going to see here is that, yes, we can have a bit of difficulty with Taurus energy because the Hierophant represents Taurus in the major arcana. But we're also going to have a bit of difficulty with being told what to do. This is a time where we embrace our magic. We embrace what we desire in life. And we can also be feeling like I don't fit in. I thought this was my place, but I don't fit in the place that I thought I was supposed to stand. I thought I was supposed to be. We have the Five of Swords coming into play. And the Five of Swords is facing a battle that we have faced before. Now, we're coming to it with very much the opinion of I'm a different person than I was once upon a time. And now I am armed, I am ready, and I'm going to face things differently. But this is also a time where we have the repeat of the number 5. This is a freedom time for us. This is a time to say, how do I embrace my power? How do I know where I stand? How do I know what I want? How do I know what I desire for myself and from myself? And how do I make sure that during this time, I don't fall back to old patterns, to thinking that I'm not worthy enough, or I'm not good enough, or I don't get to have this because of XYZ. It moves us then to the King of Cups reverse. Now, this is us. We're represented, Scorpio, by the cups in the minor arcana. And so the King of Cups is the highest of the court cards of the cups. Him being reversed has us doubting our own strength. When the devil comet comes through, right, it brings with it change. It brings with it absolutely undeniable change, and we can almost feel like we're drowning in emotion. And that isn't helped at all by the fact that we have the eclipse, we have, the new moon, we have Mercury retrograde. It brings with it change. And we can feel with everything in Aries, we have the sun in Aries, we have the moon in Aries, we have Mercury, we have Chiron, we have the lunar nodes all in Aries. We can feel like everything is a battle. And we're really tired of that. And we just feel overwhelmed by emotion. We can also feel a little bit like a toddler, right? When you're having a bad day or you're sick. And, it's not when you're having a bad day or you're sick, but when kids don't feel well and that's it, your whole day is ruined because they're just going to make a scene absolutely everywhere. That's how we feel. We would like to have a temper tantrum in the middle of the store and have everybody turn and look at us and be like, see, I can disrupt things too. See, I can make everything, chaotic and overwhelming. So during this time, we have to be mindful of just wanting to have a meltdown, of just feeling overwhelmed, of saying, I'm tired of trying to be an example. I'm tired of trying to do things right. I just want to be, and I just want to be left alone. And we can also have that sense of, I just want to do what I want to do. And if that's eat chocolate cake in the middle of the day, that's what I'm going to do type of deal. So just being aware of this is going to be super important because we can feel just emotionally overwhelmed at times. And we can say, okay, don't feel overwhelmed, calm and breathe and all that good stuff. But sometimes you just need to. And sometimes you need to say, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to eat my chocolate cake and I'm going to have a bad day and I'm going to go to sleep early and I'm going to be left alone, type of thing. If we have the luxury of being able to do that. With the 9 of Pentacles, it's going to be hard for us to stay in the present. It's going to be very easy, Scorpio, for us to look at the past, for us to look at the future, and for that energy to be really powerful to say, well, in the past, this happened, or in the future, I would like this to happen. And that's what I'm moving forward towards. But Spirit is saying in the right now, where do you stand and what do you want? What are you moving towards? What are you building? What do you desire? It is going to be really important during this time. And what the Devil Comet is going to be showing us is that we need to stand in the right here, right now. There is so much uncertainty in our world. And there's so much uncertainty in our world that we don't even think about on a day-to-day basis. Some of us do, and that can be absolutely overwhelming. But most of us do not. And this is going to be a time where Spirit is saying, do not get caught up in the hypothesis of the future or the, kind of thesis of the past. Stay in the power of the now. Stay standing in your power, in your certainty, in yourself. Even if you're not certain, standing in the power of that is you is going to be one of the most challenging things you can do during this time and one of the most powerful things you can do because we're releasing a lot of worry and doubt and fear. It's so funny that a comet, and which is linked to wars and natural disasters and, apocalyptic everything, right? And we're not apocalyptic people here. I don't like that stuff. But, it's linked to a lot of chaos. But what the comet shows us is that there is always going to be change. And that change is always going to be intense because we like things to be rather steady Eddie. And yet this change and this power is going to come in. And with the 8 of Swords, here we're going to start to see things so differently than we have seen them before. And it brings us then to the 6 of Wands, to the 6 of Wands reversed, to a place where I'm not sure I can celebrate me, right? I'm not sure I have that power, I have that right. And yet we're crowned by the Magician, which is saying, what the heck? I am that power, I am that right to be celebrated. Here's the thing. Think of yourself like an emperor or an empress. You might not believe that you have the power to rule people, but my gosh, it's your responsibility to. So by that, what Spirit is saying is that, somebody has to lead the way. Why the heck not you? This is not a time to be led around by others. You're not going to like it, Scorpio. You might think that that's good, and you can see because it's going to be intense. We're going to have an increase in conflict from April to June. I know, yippee. That's what everybody wants. But what we're going to see here is that as we have this conflict, it can be just an internal conflict, and it can be that we start, and for a lot of ourselves, it will be that we start to muck out, kind of like mucking out the stables, right? Muck out what needs to be released. And it's not a pleasant job. Nobody likes it. It's nobody's favorite, but it's going to be done. And that's what the devil comet is going to do. It's going to say, listen, this is what I need to release. I don't like being told what to do here, 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 and here. But in order to have the life that I want, I have to look at the structure. I'm going to be faced with battles I thought I was done with. And though it's not cool and I don't like it, it's important. And when it's important, I see my voice, I see myself, and I'm doubting myself right now. And that's another thing that's going to be highlighted. We are the magician. We are that power. We are that grace. But I'm doubting me. So you can feel overwhelmed. You can feel like you just want to sit down and have a good cry. Depending on our personality, we can have a good cry. We can want to, punch something, going and hitting a punching bag could be very beneficial. But, or crying into our pillow can be very beneficial too. But letting ourselves have our emotions, saying, I don't need to know everything. And the answers aren't in the past. They aren't in the future. They're in the standing here right now and seeing myself as somebody who has transformed and who has changed. And I'm getting out of my own way. That is going to be a really important thing because we all know people who live in their heads, who overthink, who overanalyze, who spend so much time making the decision that when they finally make the decision, it doesn't matter anymore. And that's not us. That's not our life. It's time to start celebrating ourselves. Here, we're ripping ourselves down. We're saying it's not good enough. Well, okay, fine. That's good that it's not good enough, but it is where we stand. So it is good enough. We are good enough. We are worth celebrating. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a rain cloud in the comment box below. Or if you're where I live right now, it should be a snow cloud. So let's see here. Oh, and a person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. So good luck to everyone. And hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when that video comes up. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, this one. Okay, so here we have nature reversed. We need to embrace our nature. We also need to get out into nature and say, what is fun for me? What do I enjoy? What do I love? What do I want? What is also natural for me? What feels right? What are my desires, my joys, what is me? This comet, as ominously named as it is going to be very beneficial because it's saying, what do I need? But it's also connecting us with our natural world. Because remember, the devil is a conglomerate of chaos gods. It is just simply a sense of the natural order of the world not being able to be controlled. So during this time, we're going to look at the chaos within ourselves, the joy within ourselves, the questions within ourselves, and say, how do I stand me forward? How do I see me? How do I embrace me? Our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Oh my goodness. Okay, should we do this? Yes, we should. Okay. So chakra energy is chatty. We have the crown chakra, we have the sacral chakra, and we have the third eye chakra. The crown chakra is spiritual awakening. So this comet is also going to come with a spiritual awakening. We have creativity coming forward, which is a bit blocked. So just be mindful that our sacral chakra is a bit blocked during this time. We can tap our tailbone, which would be very beneficial. We can do meditations with the sacral chakra. There is also the third eye chakra coming into play, which is psychic development. This comet, for many, many, many people, is going to be a psychic awakening, whether you want it to be or not. And it is going to be something that helps us see our path forward, but it can get us too caught up in the past and in the future and not standing enough in the now, which is something that people who are opening up their third eye, who are opening up themselves psychically, spiritually, have to be mindful of, right? We can forget about the now and start paying way too much attention to things that haven't happened yet or have already happened. Oh, I wish I would have done that differently. It doesn't matter anymore. Now it's time to harness the creative energy, which is going to be one of the most difficult things we can do for ourselves with the sacral chakra, and let that creative, sensual, expressive energy come forward. And that's going to be super powerful for us. Our energy to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels So we have 2 here, which, Cernunnos is funny because that's the devil in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So we have to be mindful of this comment because again, we seem a little bit stuck in a certain way with the Eight of Cups in something here that we need to walk away from. But the comet is going to be like, maybe we stay here. Like maybe we stay because this energy is familiar, right? This pain, this trial, this hurt, this disappointment, it's familiar. I'm used to this. Instead of taking this time, instead of saying, okay, I don't want the chaos anymore. I want to springboard into my power, but saying, no, I can stay in the chaos because we've had so much chaos. It's been year after year after year of chaos after chaos after chaos, of intensity after intensity. And it's just been building and building and building. And here, Scorpio, there is a sense of like, well, I need to walk away from it, but I don't know how. And I don't know why. So just be aware of that during this time. This can also be, a time where when the devil comes up, it can be addictions, it can be fears, it can bring up a lot of doubts that want to hold us into place. So just be mindful of that as well. But our magic shines and we shine, and we're going to see that this is a time where, a lot of the cards are reversed, but a lot of things are coming forward where it's like, do I stay stuck? And I know that when you're stuck, you don't think, oh, I'm going to stay here forever. This is so much fun. You're sad and you're overwhelmed and it's hard. And every road you choose seems to be hitting you in the face for one reason and another. But this is going to be a time where we actually start to get out of our own head and out of our own way in a very powerful way. And we start to say, I am worth so much more than endless struggle and endless strife. And that, just even that realization, starts the ball rolling on things that are absolutely extraordinary for us. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated. Oh, wait, let's do, as I'm about to turn over your subconscious card. So jumped ahead here. Here we have spontaneous reverse. We don't really want to be that spontaneous. We like things to be calm and to be kind of planned out. So just know that during this time, you could be like, oh, why aren't I being spontaneous? And that can be from April to June. You just might not be spontaneous. You want things to be calm and steady and ordered and, have a realization to them, like have a purpose to it. That's going to be really important for you, Scorpio. And with the spiritual awakening, that's part of who you are. Like with the spiritual awakening with the crown chakra, but also with the psychic development with the third eye chakra, that's part of who you are. You are always a spiritually awakening, psychically connected person, especially when you're in your, positive energy. A positive energy, Scorpio, is unbelievably powerful. So here, just note that you don't want to be, you're not inclined to be spontaneous because there is so much that you are uncovering, unboxing, stepping into and into your own power and into your own self in a way that almost feels like, oh, I'm coming home after so long of being on a journey like I didn't like, or a road trip, that I just couldn't wait to come home from. Now I've come home. It's kind of like being on a business trip and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to be home. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra message, which again is the sacral chakra reversed. And this is flexibility. We are going to be called to be flexible during this time. Are we going to want to be flexible? Probably not, but we are going to be called to be flexible. It's going to bring us awakening and it's going to move us, towards the sacral chakra again, our creativity, our life essence, and moving in that energy and in that power is going to be super important. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. And that's the Seven of Cups. Be mindful of falling into daydreams. This is going to be a very potent thing for everybody. During this time, April 8th brings with it a lot of, like, you can fall into daydreams. You can fall into, the what if, the maybes, the how comes about things. And that can be really intense and really alluring, but we can drown in it. I always think of this cup as, not this cup, this card as Narcissus, right? Who drowns in his own reflection, right? He goes closer and closer and closer to the water until he falls in because he has to be so close to the true beauty, which is his face. He couldn't find anybody more beautiful than himself to fall in love with. So he falls in love with a lake. Our subconscious tarot message is the Five of Wands. Now we have 3 fives coming forward. One of them is reversed, right? So this is the road. This is a freedom road, right? This is a freedom time for us. The Five of Wands is is pettiness. We are going to see here that during the devil comet, we can be pulled into pettiness. We can be pulled into drama. We can be pulled into other people's problems. And subconsciously, we kind of really like it. We might see ourselves kind of going more towards gossipy things, more towards, drama filled things, because we're like, ooh, what's going on over there? There's just going to be this fascination with it. And Spirit is saying here, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with other people's dramas. Don't waste your time. It's even like kind of like, let us all clean up our own houses so that we don't have the dramas there, so that we can move forward in such positivity and such intensity that the doors open to absolute greatness. Okay. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.